What is going on, everyone, and welcome to Kart 6T3. My name is Ben. Thank you very much for stopping by. Real quick, if you didn't mind hitting a like on this video, possibly subscribe to the channel, that would be fantastic. If you are new here, welcome to Kart 6T3. We talk about all sorts of racing goodies from the karting world and stuff. Hopefully you guys got to stop in, or some of you at least, got to stop in at the Dirt Kart Racer Live, Dirt Kart Racer Talk, earlier today, 7 p.m. on Thursdays. Now, if you're watching this video next week, I'm going to be on vacation, not going to happen. But the following week, I'm sure I'll make another video. I'll mention it. It was fun. I had a really good, we had some good chat, some good questions in there. I really enjoy interacting with you guys in real time. So if you would continue to support that, that would be fantastic. Kart 63 brought to you by TrackTac. TrackTac tire treatments, treatments for tires and tracks. If you are looking to do something with prep, if you are looking to change your program, if you are looking to just learn about prep in general, if you have any questions about the TrackTac line, shoot them questions this way. I will do my best to find those answers out for you if I do not have them. So, I had this mentioned to me, and I thought, well, you know what? I've done a video on practice before. I'm pretty sure I have. I don't want to, step on old videos that I have, but I sometimes I will be making them again, even if it's on the same subject type of thing, because different thoughts, sometimes I don't get all of my thoughts out onto recording as I should. And then somebody had mentioned this, so I posted a video this past weekend of Adrenaline Mountain Kartway, and I showed the practice. Now, I didn't show the entire length of the practice because it was quite long, and I could have stayed out there a lot longer than it did, but they brought up some good points, and I thought, you know what, it is really worth sharing that. I came up with this title, Practice, Do's and Don't Do's. I should have just don't, do's and don'ts. Anyway, all right, give me a second. Okay, practice. It really depends on how much time you have. Now, if you're running multiple classes, you can do more with your practice time than, say, if you only have 4 or 5 laps. So, in general, this is for the new kart racers. What are you looking for? I personally, and I think a lot of people are looking for turn. Do not concern yourself entirely on your grip level on your tires. It's just handling isn't usually going to come into until you're running either qualifiers, or if you're running if you're running heat races or something like that. There, at that point in juncture in time, is when handling is going to become more of a premium. And when I talk about handling, having your tires to be spot on, because rarely, if ever, at least in my experience, practice has not been the time for that. It's a dirt track. Things are going to change. You're not there to win practice. I mean, you can win practice if you go out and practice and you got some serious times. Don't get me wrong. When I look at practice times, when I go on to the app, whatever it's called, I'll put it here as soon as I think of it in post. I put it here. Oh, that's going to bug me. Anyway, I look at lap times. I see where people are fast, but then those times either really improve, usually really improve. Don't concern yourself with the amount of bite you have right away. In general, survey the landscape. When you're practicing, you're looking for your line and you're looking for turn. Does it turn? How well does it turn? So this got brought up on, about Saturday and what I experienced. We had 10 minutes of free reign of the clones had 10 minutes of track time. That doesn't usually happen. Only, sometimes you get 5, 8, 10 laps of practice. But we got a 10 whole minutes, and I probably spent 5 out there, maybe. And just got a basic feel, especially being a brand new track. This might be something you experience. Just get a feel for how your kart is behaving. Is your setup at least within the realm? You're trying to take the tires out of it because they're probably not going to be spot on. The track hasn't come in yet. But how well does it, take the corner? Are you able to control it? Is it something that you can work with? Now, the other thing that I wanted to say to go along the lines of don't win practice is stay off of people. Like when they're doing this, that means something. That really does mean something. Now, I'm saying don't race, but don't not make it a competition, if this makes sense. Hear me out. Your gauge on how quickly you're catching the next kart can be a gauge of how good your kart is turning, how good your gear is correct, all those things. It is great to be able to run down the person. If you happen to run down somebody in practice, back off for a lap. You can, I suppose, if you want to work on a line and see if you can pass them, but chances are, like I said, the track is not that great. So grip is not going to be, it's going to be at a premium. Finding the right line to pass somebody in practice, it's probably not worth your time. You could cause an accident. You could cause yourself to, slip up into them, possibly hit the wall. There's all sorts of scenarios, bend parts, rims, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to do any of that. What I would say is if you're practicing and you happen to run up on somebody, back off for a lap or two. Get out of it, just be aware of what's behind you. If there's somebody behind you, be aware, get up out of the line, whatever you got to do to create some space, look around, and then go again. Try and use that time to, like I said, learn, how the kart is turning. In general, is it a fairly neutral kart type of thing? But don't, leave the racing for the heat races. It's great to, make, man, I was really honking, really hauling the mail during practice, but it sometimes, usually, doesn't mean for a hill of beans come your heat races and feature times. But I just wanted to, just in general, bring up type of thing. Like I said, first and foremost, does it turn? How neutral, how tight, sometimes you can, unless if your setup is a little off, you're going to find yourself a bit tight. It's not going to want to turn. There's not enough bite in the track to get the front end to turn. But in general, how well does it turn in the center? You're also looking for a general idea of gear ratio. Come back, hit the recall on your Micron or whatever it is you're using, and see where the RPMs of the engine is. Use that as a barometer. Know full well that usually in practice, like I said, the track's going to be slightly off. If you're close to your max already, you might want to consider taking some teeth out of it. Or if you're way off, like, for instance, I think I added a tooth or two because I was down quite a bit. I think I was only turning in the heat, or practice, I'm sorry. I was turning like 6,600 RPM. Just not nearly enough. I added a couple teeth to get myself back up into that, 7,000 RPM range. But that was something I was looking for turn. I was looking for RPM. Just use it as basic. It is not a time to race. I know there's karts out there, and you want to race. You're at a track. Hey, it's time to race. Practice is not a time for that. I know it's hard to say no to wanting to go and pass karts, but unless they're completely off the pace, let them be. Use them as a barometer. If you can run them down, fantastic. If you're losing ground to them, don't quite worry about it, but keep in mind, hey, they were getting off the corner better than me. Hey, they were pulling me at the end of the straightaway, getting into the chute, things like that. Just use it as a barometer. Take note of the way things are going and do that. So, all right, guys, just a quick short video. Because I'm going on vacation, I'm trying to get a couple of these knocked out for the next couple of weeks. So forgive me for not going on my long, rants about this and that. But it was worth my time. When somebody mentioned, hey, you should do a video on that, I was like, absolutely, I should. And so the do's and don'ts, do's and don't do's of practice. Please evaluate your own stuff. Don't race. It causes problems. This means something. When they go like this, get away from your competitors. You don't need to be crammed up the rear end. So there you go, guys. All right, guys, I will, guys, how many guys? I'm going to say guys a whole bunch. Anyway, I will see you in the next video. Later.